Hello, my dear folks. Welcome to the show. Jack Chow on East West Show with G&E TV. Since last March, when the first Malaysian aircraft went on missing, which is H1370, we are talking about for many times about aviation. And we have occurrences one after another, until towards the end of last year, there came another one. So I give the credit to, not credit of crashing, I'm crediting of talking to my good friend Bill Young, and an expert in aviation, aviation industry. With him that we got the chance to share lots about his highlights on the issue. Now to Bill, once again, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
All right. My friend, Mr. Bill Young, is involved with the Douglas Aircraft Company for almost a lifetime. Prior to that, you were with McDonnell, right? With McDonnell, right?
No, I worked for Douglas Aircraft. Prior to that, I worked for an airline.
Yeah, I see.
Based out of Dallas, it doesn't exist anymore.
And he himself flew several of the major aircraft, and he, in addition to managing and designing and flying, he has quite a few knowledge about how the whole term of flying is conducted. When we fly, we not only just talk about two wings, we're talking about lots of stuff in extra, right?
There's a lot of information on the ground, and people on the ground trying to help in the air.
Mm-hmm. So people keep on wondering that when the last one, towards the end of last year, was somehow people were able to find some wreckage, even the dead bodies, which are some kind of like a result. At least we know where it landed in water. But the one missing in March, on the 8th of March, still went on missing. No word, no nothing about it. So my question to my big friend, Bill Young, is that, as an aviation expert though, I mean, given the technology of nowadays, with the digital technology especially, with a satellite almost covering every piece of cloud over there above, so is there, or could there still be blind spots? Like we drive a car, there's a blind spot there?
Yes.
There could be?
Radar generally has a 200-mile radius.
I see.
And if you take a circle and put them next to each other, in the center of that is a dead spot.
Center of the radar.
You take the radar, circle, 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 circle. In the middle of that is a dead spot.
I see. Center of the circles
is a dead spot.
Uh-huh.
That's why most of the time they're offset. This one's here, this one's say 100 miles this way. So
but can we do it this way? Do it across each other?
Oh yes.
Can we do that? So that we leave no blank spot?
There are certain sections of the ocean where there's no land for the radar sites. But there's satellites up there that can give you a lot of information. There's also a lot of other things. The aircraft have transponders on it, which means they're going to signal back their location to the radar stations and to ground stations. They also have HS radios, which means they can talk halfway around the world.
Yeah. All right.
So, and they're always in radio communication. So, if a plane has a problem, it's going to be able to talk to somebody.
All right.
Because one time I was sitting in New York talking to Gander, Newfoundland on the radios.
I see.
But it's a long way away.
All right. Okay. So that's a long distance.
So you've got that sort of radio equipment.
I see. Now, Bill, you're talking about several folds, right? Not only do we have the satellite coverage, all right, which even if it has the blind spot, though, you still have the radio communication, right?
And you get visual.
You have the digital communication, right? you have the signals, right? You have the what is called the ping, 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 ping.
The pingers, they're basically little radio, I would say radio that's actually a very low frequency audio that are on the front of the black boxes. And they put out a ping, ping, ping. It takes special equipment to hear it. But submarine will hear it miles away.
What would be the chance when 1, 2, 3, 4, all the four folds failed at the same time on the same spot? You know what I mean, right?
Yes, I understand what you're saying. Statistically, that's almost an impossibility.
See, we're talking about the impossibilities here. One missed, the other would pick.
Yes.
Right. The other also missed, and the third one will pick.
Right. You get the right idea of that. Now, if somebody really knows what they're doing, they can hit those blind spots and hit blind spot, blind spot, blind spot. But this takes some planning and a lot of work because you got to know the paths of the satellites so they can't see you.
I see.
And they cut a 500-mile wide swath because they're so high.
Yeah. In other words, if they search the blind spot only, they will find something.
Possibly,
right?
Because I don't know where that airplane is. My suspicion is it's probably further down the track than it was.
Further down?
Yes. So because if you carry that path out, it goes to Australia.
I see. And
there's landing strips in Australia large enough for that airplane to land.
There's not.
There is.
There is?
Oh, yeah. And you've got the great outback of Australia, which is basically a big plain. It's not that rocky and everything else, so you could get an airplane down just on the ground.
The most remote he can remote land, that aircraft can reach is Australia.
Oh, yeah.
Right? After Australia, there's ocean.
Yeah,
there's no land at all.
No.
Maybe New Zealand? No.
No, you probably would hit Antarctica. I do not know exactly what it is.
I see.
Now, I've seen pictures of the route, but I didn't have a chart to lay it out myself and see where it goes.
I see. All right. My dear audience, we try very hard to find information still related to the missing aircraft of a Malaysian airline, MH370, which was such a disaster. Not only disaster, it's a mystifying disaster that it went missing ever since. Now till nowadays, you're talking about 8 months, 9 months already. You're still in the dark of it. Not even a word, not even a piece, nothing was picked up. So, joining me is my good friend and aviation expert, Mr. Bill Young, talking about the possibilities of where it might be. We're not saying that we want to find out whereabouts of the aircraft. We're saying that where it might be possible to be found. Anyway, so let's take a short moment out. Probably this is not a single matter of aviation. Could there be some politics involved? Well, might be. I don't know. Let me check with my friend Bill Young when we come back from the little break. Stay with us, please.